Southern Michigan has been the hotbed of trophy deer in recent years, but from 1891 until 1948, the southern counties were closed to deer hunting. Nowadays, the biggest of the big buck racks come from these counties. Now, looking at the band of counties from Macomb in the east to Allegan on the west, we find a great number of big bucks came from these counties in 1998.
My name's Kevin Eckert, and I got this deer in Allegan County on opening day, about 8:20 in the morning. It's a 8-point with 21.5-inch outside spread, with the longest tine being 8 inches. We're real proud of this baby.
I'm John Mann from Fenville, Allegan County. Took off my farm, bull season, October 12th. I was a little anxious. I was walking around. I walked within 20 yards of him, and I saw his horns and shot him. Hit him behind the ear and went down. This is a 18-inch, 19-inch spread, 11-inch tines. All I saw was horns. That's all I saw. Made a lucky shot.
My name's Christina Berger, and I'm from Berry County. I got this buck opening morning at 7:45. He's my first buck. His longest tine is 11 inches. His outside spread 17 3/4, and he's an 11-point. I shot him when he was watching my husband out in the other field, and I shot him and he dropped, and now I have him.
My name is Dan DeLue, and I live in Charlotte. And I got this buck in Olivet on November 3rd. It's 13 points. And as you can see, it still has a lot of velvet on it. 18 3/4-inch spread.
How long are those tines?
8 3/4.
Wow.
And we got it with a bow, obviously.
Hi, Gene Granger from Charlotte, Michigan. Shot this buck in Eaton County on November 24th. Well, he's been doing a lot of scraping, looks like. Somebody had shot him right there in the horn before I got to him.
You shoot a lot of bucks like that?
Nope, this is the first one I shot like this. He's the biggest one on the wall.
My name is Joe Gidley. This buck is a 10-point with longest tines 9 1/4 inches. It has a 20 1/8 inch outside spread. It was taken in Eaton County with a bow on October 10th.
I'm James Rass from Charlotte. I shot this buck on the 25th of October in Eaton County. He's got a 19-inch spread. I believe this time's 11 inches. It's the biggest buck I ever shot. I was pretty happy. Got him coming out of the corn just before dark.
Now this side is not at all like that side.
No, he's. I don't think he lost too many fights.
Now this is a
Horn like
non-typical
that.
side, and that's a typical side.
Yeah.
George Kepler, Grand Ledge, Michigan. I shot it in Clinton County. It's 21.5-inch outside spread, 10-point, 9 a.m. on opening morning.
You get bucks like this every year?
No, I've got a 12-point I shot in 1963 that was honorable mention on Morton F.
My name is Tim Young from Dansville. I shot this buck in Ingham County, opening morning of shotgun season, about half hour after daylight. About 19-inch inside spread on it. Longest tines, almost 14 inches on it.
How many points?
It's 11-point. Yeah. So kind of a strange rack here on the side. It's almost like missing one tine over here. This one goes up and forks off.
I'm Dave Proctor. I live in Gaylord, and I took this buck down in Ingham County. I hunted there a long time with relatives. 13 points, 20-inch spread, 10-inch tines. I shot him with a bow on November 13th, about 8:20 in the morning, right underneath my tree.
And that scare you coming in?
Oh, yeah. He was out 70 yards away for about 5 minutes, just standing out in the middle of the open before I had before he came to me. So, quite the experience.
I'm Dave Helbig. I'm from Mason, Michigan. I shot this 10-point on November 21st. It has a 20.5-inch spread, 9-inch tines. I've been hunting over a scrape for approximately 3 weeks, and I had yet to see anything come in, buck or doe. And this guy came in about 5:30, and it took me 20 years to get, and it was worth the wait.
I'm William Summerfield, out of Davison, Michigan, in Genesee County, and I got this nice 9-point out behind my property, and he dressed out at 240 pounds, and I was hunting with my two sons, one from Ohio and one out of Oregon, and they helped me get him in, and I'm real proud of the rack, whether anybody else is or not.
All right. My name's Jared Wyberg. I'm from Davison, Michigan. I shot this buck in Genesee County. It's a 14-point, 20-inch spread. I'm 15.
Been hunting long?
First buck.
Pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
My name is Neil Cummings. I'm from Oakland County. I shot the buck in Lapeer County on Devil's Night. It was about 5:30 in the afternoon. It's a 12-point with a 21.5-inch spread. The longest tine was 11 3/8 inches. Kind of an odd rack. It's got a couple little clusters.
My name's Brian Wood. I'm from Pinckney, Michigan. I shot this buck in Livingston County Tuesday the 23rd. In the morning, he was following some doe. It made it kind of special because I haven't been able to hunt in the last couple of years because of the field trialing I've been doing. And this was my 70th deer. So it made me feel real proud about it.
All right, my name is James Hurd. I took this nice deer in St. Clair County. I'm waiting for the dry score on January 15th, hoping he holds up for Boone and Crockett. I had watched this buck all season during bow season. I was very happy to see him come out chasing a doe with my very first trip during gun season.
How long are those tines?
He's got some tines that are just over 12 inches and about a over 21-inch outside spread.
The southern counties from Allegan to Macomb produced some huge racks in 1998, but the three counties that reported the most impressive scores, according to our scoring criteria, were Barry, Livingston, and Macomb. Check it out. I think we just did Macomb in the last break there, but we have, who do we have?
Eric Howard, Barry County.
From?
Hastings, Michigan.
Well, we know where you bought your bow and arrow and whatever you got. You got this with a bow?
Yep.
Well, how big is it?
It's a 8-point, 21-inch spread, dressed out at 203, 5.5-year-old buck.
Holy cow. Right. Your first big buck, first buck?
Yeah, first big buck.
First big buck. Well, that's outstanding. Congratulations, Eric.
Thank you.
From Barry County. Come on over here, Lenny. You also got a Barry County buck.
Yeah, I did.
Holy moly.
I shot with my bow. I got it on October the 20th in the evening, and it's 22 1/4 outside. It's a 12-point. Longest tine is 11 3/8 long.
Man, almost 12-inch tines. Why weren't you pheasant hunting on October 20th?
I did.
Oh, you did? How'd you do?
I didn't get anything.
Okay, but you did real well bow hunting. Yeah. Congratulations, Lenny. Now we have one from Lapeer County. Tell me about it.
Matthew Yorks from Lapeer County, live in Metamora. I got this opening morning, the 15th at 7:05.
Wow.
He was 200 yards. I shot him, and I got him.
With the
rifle.
Rifled?
I'm sorry, with a shotgun.
With a shotgun with a rifled barrel?
Modified choke.
Modified choke. Oh, yep. Man.
He's 23 on the outside, 20.5 inside. My longest is 10 5/8.
Holy cow. Matthew Yorks, that's an inspiration.
Thank you very much.
From Metamora, and you got that in Lapeer County.
Lapeer County.
What a buck.
Thank you.
I tell you, what can you say but what a buck? Here we are on Big Buck Night, and we're not done yet. We're working our way down through the counties. Of course, we started in the UP, working our way down, and there's lots of big bucks to come. Check out the row of counties now. The 5 big buck counties that are one tier away from being on the Indiana-Ohio border are Calhoun, Jackson, Kalamazoo, Van Buren, and Washtenaw. This was where the most big bucks came from this year. Let's check some of the big ones, starting with Calhoun County.
I'm Chris Hess. I'm from Bellevue. I shot this in Calhoun County. I watched it about 200 yards away. Coming to about 80 yards, was going to jump in the swamp on me. I took and grabbed my grunt call, grunted him, and he come about 45 yards broadside. One shot, dropped him right there.
Wow, look at the way the tines come up on this.
It's a 16-point with an 18.5-inch spread.
My name is John Nisbet. I took this 11-point opening afternoon. He has an 18-inch outside spread, 7 3/4-inch tines, and 11 legal points.
Yeah, but look at those 11. That one and that one?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Almost a 12-pointer.
Almost a 12. But you call it a 12 with your friends.
Well, of course. In fact, I almost call it a 13.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
My name is Mike McKeeby. I shot this buck in Van Buren County. It's a 12-point with a 19.5-inch outside spread. Shot it opening night, approximately 5:30, coming in 5 minutes after a doe.
What's the deal with this?
I have no idea.
Bruce Stubbs from Belleville, Michigan. This was taken in Chelsea, Washtenaw County. Took him in November 6th with a bow. Got pretty patient in October and passed up a spike, a 4, a 6, and had an 8 come in a couple of times and didn't like the shot, so decided to wait a little bit, and lo and behold, I decided to get out of the tree and go onto my ground blind. And November 6th, he came in there and gave me a nice 30-yard shot.
Hi, I'm Mike Marek. I'm from Washtenaw County. Got this buck in Washtenaw County. It's a 13-point with a 17.5-inch spread, couple of nice brow tines. This is my rutting buck. Came down the trail, nose on the ground, 8 o'clock coming back into bedding opening morning. Stunk to high heaven, shot him at 30 yards, he fell right there. Say hi to Ray over at Mill Creek. I didn't get to the buck pole, sorry Ray.
But you made it here.
Yes, but I made it here.
Due to the magic of videotape, we can bring you here because you have to be in South Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina, north-south, but hey. Where did you get this buck? Tell me about this baby.
In Washtenaw County, around Manchester, the 18th of November.
Holy cow. It has how many points?
20.
20 points. This is got to be one of the heaviest racks.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. Any idea how much it weighs?
No, didn't weigh it.
And tell me about this just a moment. Have you been hunting this buck?
No, I hadn't seen this buck at all. Heard a couple of shots off about a quarter of a mile away from me. Heard him coming through the swamp about 75 yards away and shot him.
Wow. Holy cow. Well, we would have liked to have you here live, but this is fine. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jack. That's something else. Look at that. Jack Van Riper got that huge buck in Washtenaw County where everybody expects it. Go ahead, Mike. What's your name?
Mike Colin out of Ypsilanti, Michigan.
And where did you get this one?
This one's from Wayne County.
Wayne County. We are in Wayne County right now, my man. Down by the Fisher building.
17 points. I've got a drop tine here which allows me to measure a maximum spread of 27 1/4 inches.
Wow. County.
I've got a 13-inch tine. I got a couple of 12 inchers.
You know what else you got?
A nice one.
And a phenomenal place to hunt. Congratulations, Michael. Can you believe that from Wayne County? Come here, Bob Smolder from Decatur. Where'd you get this one?
Van Buren County. This is 11 point. Got 11-inch tine, 21-inch spread. It's my first deer in 13 years of bow hunting.
Have you bow hunted every year during those 13
Every year.
years?
And buck fever's got me every time.
Holy cow. Isn't it exciting, though?
Yes, it's great.
Well, you should be mighty proud of this one. Look at this rack from Van Buren County. Bob Smola, you're the man.
Thanks.
Way to go. Now we're going to go from the man to the real men. Come on over here, men. We have the men that you guys can just eat your heart out, gals, whoever you are. What's your name?
Cass Hedinga,
Where are you from?
Kalamazoo,
How old are you?
15.
15. What are you doing here on Big Buck Night?
Showing off my big deer.
It certainly is. How big is it?
12 point with a 21-inch spread.
Yeah. How long are the tines?
9.5 inch, one of them.
And you've been hunting for 2 years?
Yep. And
First buck?
Fourth buck.
Oh, no! We got to talk to you at our banquet. We got to get a story out of this man, but we're talking to the men here. Let me step over. Come on over here. Oh, young man. What in the world are you holding?
A 10 point.
And what's your name? Where are you from?
John Healy. I'm from Van Buren County.
12. How many deer have you gotten?
This is my first one.
Your first one. Had you seen this buck before you shot it?
No.
I mean, earlier you hadn't?
Nope.
First year hunting?
Yep.
That's something else. You're incredible. I can't wait to hear your story, too. Thanks an awful lot, John. And we have
Ryan Kelly.
Ryan Kelly from
Calhoun County.
And you got this in Calhoun?
Yep.
How many years have you been hunting?
Only one. Only 14.
And you got the biggest Calhoun County buck that we could find. You're 14 years old. Yep. How wide's the spread?
22.
How about those tines?
13 and a half.
13 and a half? That's absolutely incredible.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Very first one.
How come you didn't get buck fever?
Don't ask me.
I don't know. Hey, you have years to develop that. Congratulations, Ryan Kelly. I tell you, you can't say these are kids that are getting the bucks. These are little men. That's what we learn about in hunting. The boys, it's sort of a ritual. You get out and you kind of start growing up. That's what's cool about it. Let's check out some more. Jackson County was the hot spot. In 1998, we got more big buck entries from this county in more point classifications than in any other county. So we're going to hold the Jackson County bucks until last. Right now, let's look at the tier of counties along Michigan's southern border.
I'm Joyce Waters from Reading out of Branch County. Got this nice 10-point buck with a 22.5-inch outside spread south of Brunson. Third day out, about 9:20.
You get bucks like this every year?
No, not. This is probably the biggest I've ever gotten.
How many?
Probably about 15 over the years. I average about once a year, so not too bad.
Okay, I got this buck in Hillsdale County. It's got a 20-inch spread. The biggest tine is 8 inches. I was sitting in my tree blind, and I was watching the squirrels play behind me. And then I looked in front of me, and I was sitting there. And then I looked behind me, and I thought it was a squirrel. And I looked behind, and this big buck come up right behind me. And then he come about 10 yards right beside me, and I shot him, and he dropped right there.
My name is Frank Snarsky. I'm from Rockford, Michigan. I shot this 7-point buck during gun season down in Hillsdale County. I shot it on the 3rd day of season. It has a 20-inch outside spread, with the longest tine being 7.5 inches. On November 1st, I shot this buck with my bow on the same farm. It has a 16-inch outside spread, with the longest tine being 7.5 inches.
Hey, my name is Bob Vining. I'm from Monroe County, and I shot this nice 11-point on the evening of November 9th during bow season. It has an 18-inch outside spread, and 2 of the tines are 10 inches long.
You ever shot a buck like this before?
I shot a 9-point with my gun. It's a little bit wider, but the tines weren't as long.
Well, you're the man.
Yeah.
You're the man. The southernmost counties of Michigan produced some jumbo racks this season, like they always do in this day and age. For the biggest of the big, according to the Practical Sportsman scoring system, let's check out the top bucks from Branch, Cass, and Lenawee counties. You're not going to believe this. These are monsters. Who are you? Where are you from?
Andy Brossman from Vandalia in Cass County. 14-point, 24.5-inch outside spread, 10.25-inch longest tine.
How long have you been hunting?
6 years.
6 years. So you started when you were 14 and you're 20 now?
Yep.
And how have you done the other 5?
A buck a year. Nothing this big. 6-point being the biggest.
Wow. And this, brag it up, how many points?
14.
Holy cow. It's incredible. That's incredible. Thanks for coming. Cass County, that's the biggest Cass County buck. And this one here, this one looks like something that you'd find in the woods in morel season. Look at these tines in here. You get a close-up on these babies. This looks like a morel. That is wild. Wild. Who are you?
Todd Perrin from Lenawee County.
You a professional hunter?
Oh, no. No, just avid and addicted.
Man alive, this is a massive rack.
55 inches of mass, 17 scoreable points, and it grosses 194, non-typical.
What does it weigh?
The rack itself weighs 10.5 pounds. The deer weighed 235.
Oh, jeez. 10.5 pounds. This is something that almost gives you goosebumps to look at.
One of a lifetime.
Oh, that's incredible. Thank you, Todd. Isn't that something? And once again, we're going to end up here with not the kid. You're not a kid, are you?
No.
Well, what's your name?
Craig Radislevich.
Radislevich from?
Tecumseh of Lenawee County.
And you're how old?
14, and I got a 14-point. First year hunting.
First year hunting. Buck fever?
Little.
Little? You got this with a bow or a gun?
Gun. One shot.
Wow. I bet you have tails to tell. Did you take this to school?
Yeah, right.
You did? No?
Pictures.
Pictures. Okay. Well, that's awesome. Craig, that's something else. I tell you, we still have some bucks to go. These guys are great. And we have the ones from, well, I think you know what county. We're going to run through them now. We started our search for big bucks in Michigan's Upper Peninsula and found the qualifiers all came from the western counties. The star attractions came from 2 counties, Iron and Gogebic. In the northern Lower Peninsula, the northern counties, including Sheboygan, reported trophies, and the featured racks came from Alcona and Roscommon. The belt of counties to the south of Roscommon also produced trophies, with the biggest coming from Gladwin and Mecosta. Across the middle of the Lower Peninsula, quite a few counties reported big bucks, but one from Saginaw grabbed the spotlight. Marching south, we started finding big bucks in every county. Clinton produced 5 for Big Buck Night. The next band of counties with another hot spot for big bucks, so were the counties just below them. Now, the southernmost counties also produced some monsters, but the one county that saw the most biggest bucks in the various point categories was Jackson. In 1998, Jackson County stood out among the rest. We got the Jackson County team here. We have a couple of tape roll-ins to do of guys who couldn't be here with the Jackson County group, but who do we have here?
Dave Durham.
And you got a
6 point.
6 point, 6 point. That isn't very big.
No, but I got him out of my wife's stand she built me.
Yeah, but how wide is the rack?
20-inch spread.
So that's how you qualified for the awards, being over 18.
Yeah, that and being lucky.
And being lucky and being in the winning Jackson County team. Thank you very much, Dave. Congratulations. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Toby from Unith. Yes, sir. Now you can move on the side there. Now, Toby, an 8 point.
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold it. Can we go to that roll-in? Can we go to that roll-in? Yeah, the roll-in. We have another 6 point.
My name is Dave Parkinson. I'm from Jackson. I got a 7-point buck with a 23-inch spread, and the longest tine was 5 5/8. And this is one of the biggest bucks that I've ever got in my entire life. And I'm proud of it.
Well, who wouldn't be? That was a 7-pointer, though.
Excellent. Wasn't it?
Now, you got?
An 8 point with a 19 7/8 spread.
Wow.
Inside.
And you qualified 2 ways. You qualified with a tine longer than 10 inches?
Right.
How long
10
was
and a quarter inches.
And your name?
Toby Salisbury.
From?
Munith, Michigan.
From Munith. Bow or gun?
Gun.
Look at that. Jackson County, 23-inch spread. Something else, Toby. Thanks. Congratulations. Come on up here, Jay. Now, see, that was an 8-pointer.
Mm-hmm.
So you got
9.
The biggest 9-pointer we could find.
9 point, 23.5-inch spread, 9 1/8-inch tine.
Wow. Monster.
Yeah.
From a farm?
Well, walked out my back door 30 yards out into the field and shot it under my next-door neighbor, Bud Biggs' tree stand.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Bud.
Yeah.
You sent Jay here to Big Buck Night. Congratulations, Jay. Let's see. That was 9 points. Now we're up to?
10 point.
And you are?
Ron Rotell from Jackson.
And how wide is this one?
20 3/4, 10 1/8-inch longest tine.
You made it in all 3 categories.
Yes.
The width, the tine length, and the points.
Yes. First bow kill as well.
Is that right?
Yes.
What day was it? Opening day?
The day before gun season.
Oh, no kidding. You lucky son of a gun. In the evening or morning?
Morning, about 10 after 9.
Way to go. Ron Rotell from Jackson with a 10-pointer. Oh, I suppose you're going to trump that one?
No.
What do you mean, no?
That's a nice buck.
You trumped it. You got 10 points. How wide's the spread?
22.5 outside spread.
And how about the tine length?
11 3/4.
Jeez. And have you weighed this?
No.
I had one that weighed 10.5 pounds. I'd really like to see what some of these babies weigh. You're Justin Wright from Stockbridge.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Justin.
My dad ran me the deer, too.
He ran the deer to you? Yep. Cool. Bill Kempf. No, you don't pronounce it Kempf, do you?
Kemp.
Kemp. And you're from Jackson?
Jackson County.
And look at this 10-point. Man, this is something else. How wide?
It's 21 5/8 wide, and it's the longest tine is 10 5/8.
Jackson County is the place.
It is.
I don't know where you guys have been in the record book the past couple years, but you really come on strong this year.
We got a lot of good food and a lot of good nutrition down there.
Boy, I guess. And this is pretty good food too, eh?
Yes, it is.
Well, congratulations, Bill. Bill Kemp. Now we have from Spring Arbor. Let's see, those were 10 points. We're through those,
This is 11.5.
Not 11.5.
Right there.
Oh, 11.5 points. Okay, they get real picky down in Jackson County.
Bet.
But you saw another guy claim it, so we'll give it to you. 11.5. You're from Spring Arbor. Ken?
Dottie.
Dottie.
22 inches wide spread, 10 and 5/8 inch tine. Qualified for all three.
All three ways. But did that count as a point?
I counted it. Sure, it's an inch.
You're darn right. Way to go, Ken. Something else. 11-point, Jackson County. Now we're up.
Gary Roachford from Jackson.
And what do you have?
19-inch spread, 12-point.
Look at the points. Boy, you got to work off of this brow tine. That's a very odd brow tine.
Yeah, it is.
Something else.
I was happy.
You see a lot of bucks this year?
Just this one and another 8-point.
No
Called
kidding.
him in at 15 yards with a doe bleat and dropped him.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gary. Well, now we have another 12-point.
12 points. It's a 21-inch outside spread and 8.5-inch tines. Shot him out in Jackson County. Double lung bow kill.
And what day?
October 4th.
Oh, right off the bat.
Right off the bat. We saw an 8-pointer, and a buddy of mine, dog, missed a 6-pointer out there and dropped 30 yards right in front of the tree stand.
Brian Speller from Belleville.
Yep.
Congratulations, a 12-pointer. Now, let's go to that roll-in if we can, Cato. We got a roll-in of a 13-pointer. Let's check this out from Jackson County. Or 14-point, what is it?
Well, I call it a 14-point.
Because of this little sticker down there off the burr.
Yes.
Okay, we'll give it to you.
Okay.
In fact, we're making all kinds of considerations for you. Tell me your name, where you're from.
My name's Joe Rumsey. I'm from Jackson, Michigan.
And this is a 14-pointer that you're bringing down for a pre-taping because, why?
Because my wife is due at the end of the month or any time. We're expecting our second child, so it wouldn't be a good thing to be in Detroit.
During a live telecast.
Exactly.
But you're on beeper right now, so
yes.
you can be called. Well, that's a great rack, Joe. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Super. Well, you have a 14-point. How are you going to trump a 14-point?
Maybe with an 18-point. He's got him shortly after I got this 8-point. I got him second day of the season. He had 18.5 inside spread. And 3 days later, I got him.
Holy. And who are you?
Andy Hiss from Jackson County.
From Jackson. Now, bow or gun?
Both with gun.
Something else. With this, what's your trick?
Oh, you just got to be there. 15 years I've been waiting for these two.
Man, you've got it. An 8-point that qualifies for our words program. An 18-point Jackson County. Look at what they get from Jackson County. Hey, you don't have a hand left hardly here. Let me shake your hand. Andy Hiss from Jackson. Thank you very much. Those were some big bucks on our Big Buck Night. And actually, that rounds out our Big Buck Night. We gave you the best parade of racks we could ever do, and I hope you enjoyed it.